IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach podcast. I am Ashdin, Doctor, your habit coach. And today with us in the hot seat, we have Sasha. Sasha says, "Hi Ashdin, I've been listening to your podcast quite recently and I love how you make so much sense with every answer you give. It's amazing. So I'm really interested in knowing what are some of the things or habits you've inculcated that have changed your life?" All right, fantastic. Sasha, thank you so much for asking this question. Firstly, every single habit that I talk about on the Habit Coach podcast, all 740 something of them, are things that I would have tried at some point of time, because you cannot have a conversation or talk about it to people if you have not done it yourself. So that is the first thing. But out of them, I think the ones that have made the biggest impact in my life were, the first one is gratitude. And I've done many, many podcasts on gratitude because I tried understanding gratitude from different angles. So obviously the first aspect of gratitude is just understanding, your three things that you're grateful for as a practice every morning. I write them down. The second is finding those moments in your day of surprising gratitude. You didn't expect it to happen. You ran out of money and your watchman or your gatekeeper gave you that money to pay the rickshaw. Something small, something tiny. You didn't expect somebody to show you a kindness, but you write it down. You appreciate it. You spend those few minutes thinking about it. And then you suddenly realize that your entire world is full of these little, little moments. And living in those moments is absolutely a beautiful state of being. So, gratitude was one that really helped my state of mind, because when I started my journey, I was in a very, very negative space. I was in a space where I was constantly cursing life, constantly angry at God, the universe, everything, on how dare you do something so horrible to me, and all of that. And then when I started seeing just how many things there were in the life or in my life around that I could be grateful for, that's truly when my life started changing. So the second really core habit is, how do you bring movement into your daily life? We think about exercise as something that we do, and once we do exercise, we feel that we are movers and we are really fit, etc. But we only exercise about half an hour or 1 hour a day. What about the rest of the time? So how do you bring constant movement into your life? And movement comes in different ways. For example, right now, while I'm recording this, I could be standing and recording this. I could be sitting on the floor and recording this. I don't have to be stuck in my chair. And that way, I've created a working environment where I'm constantly in different positions so that my body doesn't get used to one kind of position. If I'm listening to something or learning something, or I'm on a call, I try and walk as much as possible. So I do walking meetings. In this way, I get movement into my day, which otherwise is very, very stagnant and static and, basically like a couch potato, because I spend most of my time learning or talking or sharing. So this is a way of getting movement into my life. The third habit that really, really brought about a big change was when I focused on sleep. We normally think about sleep as something that is unnecessary, something that is a waste of time, especially in our go, 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 get this, achieve this kind of world. We normally think of sleep as, I will sleep when I'm dead. And I used to actually say this all the time. I used to say, I will sleep when I'm dead, I'll sleep when I'm dead, all the time. And sure enough, it caught up with me. I almost died because I didn't get enough sleep. So focusing on sleep was one of the key habits in my life. In fact, I wouldn't even think about the sleep as a habit, but I would think about the nighttime routine as a set of habits that I created for myself. So every night before going to bed, I will change my mindset. I will not just go to bed by watching Netflix or something on YouTube. I will prime my mind with good thoughts. I'll prime my mind with where I want my dreams to take me. I'll prime my mind with all the things that I want to achieve in life. I'll prime my mind with the love that I have. And then I will go to bed. Very often we think that going to bed is all about being tired and falling asleep because I'm so tired. And that worked when we were kids. But as adults, you have to prime your mind. You have to quieten it down and then let it drift off into sleep. So these are the three habits that really, really affected my life. And I wish all of you get these habits in place. If you want, a fourth bonus one is learning, constantly learning. This year, my goal was to finish 50 books. We're at 62 books already. And maybe I will hit about 100 books by the end of the year. Now, the way I read and why I listen to 100 books is different. I've done podcasts on this. Many people say that you should read the same book over and over. And I believe that, and many of the books that I read are repeat books like Think and Grow Rich, Richest Man in Babylon, things that make me want to revisit them. A lot of the Robin Sharma books as well, the Greatness Guides, all of them are fantastic to reread because every time you reread them, you pick up something new. So a constant state of learning, focusing on your sleep, getting movement into your day, and then finally priming your mind for a state of gratitude. These 4 habits, I think, are essential, and I think we should all inculcate them. Sasha, thank you so much for asking about me and understanding the journey that I've been through. If you want to ask a question and be on the next Habit Coach Hot Seat episode, check out the link below. Click on it. Give me a nice, big, juicy discussion or description of the problem that you're going to, and I'm going to try and answer it. I'm Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach, and remember, awesome lives, they start with awesome habits. Usually in a podcast, it's me who speaks to you and you who listens. But I've been seeing your comments, and it's time. It's me listening to you. Following the overwhelming success of this podcast, the good folks at IVM Podcast Network have decided to come up with a Kannada adaptation of the show for those who prefer listening to it in that language. Do make sure you let your Kannada-speaking friends know about this as well. Now, if you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am at Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. We have a brand new habit coaching online course, quizzes, videos, and a lot more on the website awesome180.com. So check it out now.
Hello. It's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On the Wire Talks, Siddharth talks to former Secretary General PDT Achari, who sheds light on words being banned from usage in Parliament. On Cock and Bull, Cyrus, Ayushi, Akash and Antarish discuss the controversy surrounding Smriti Irani's family restaurant in Goa. On The Habit Coach, Ashdin speaks about how a nursery rhyme can be surprisingly inspirational for adults. On Think Fast, Varun and Sujita throw light on the rise in investments in plant-based meat. And on the Life Manifesto, Zarina helps you identify energy vampires and gives you tips on how to deal with them. Once again, everybody, remember we have amazing merchandise available. You can go to ivmpodcast.com/store or go to our website and you'll be able to see the link. Do check this out. Do buy some stuff. It really does help us out. Do remember, follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Also, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. Remember, if you do tell a friend about a show and they listen to the show, you'll have somebody to talk to the show about. We'd really appreciate it also if you could give us a rating on whatever platform you're listening to us on. And finally, do remember we're also available on YouTube. A number of our shows are available as full video shows, but every show is available on YouTube. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, both Lifestyle, Small Case, Capgemini, and Intel V Pro. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Namaste, this is Cyrus Brocha. I am part of the government cancel culture program to remove rubbish off all the different streams available. So what we have is all the collected rubbish we put together on our show. It's called Cyrus Says. It's on IVM Podcast. You have to watch it and listen to it. It's on our app. It's on our website. It's on the YouTube channel. It's on Facebook. There are many different ways. Don't bother me and ask me how. You have to find out. We talk to different personalities. Many of them are known. Some are just people we meet downstairs and invite them up for chai. But the point is, it's fun and it's very therapeutic. So please join in and listen to Cyrus Says.